Kia ora koutou, welcome to the 2020 Sustainable Business Awards. Ko te rāra tēnei, and it's going to be a pleasure to take a tiki tour in this impressive little vehicle, thanks to Meridian, with some of the winners of this year's awards. Let's get the show on the road. Hi Steve, your superstar. How are you?
Good afternoon.
You're up for the superstar category. What does that mean to you?
It started, back in 2007 when I really desperately wanted an electric car and you couldn't buy one for love nor money. And so I ended up making one.
Did you do that in your garage?
Yeah.
That is the most Kiwi thing, eh? I've got an idea and I've got a garage.
And, with some mates helping who are far more mechanically inclined than I. But yeah, once you drive an electric car, it's addictive. And so I've just never looked back.
How many EVs on their lot?
Mercedes, they have one.
Honda?
Honda have some overseas, not here.
Oh, Mitsubishi?
Jaguar have an EV. This network of charging stations that I built, not quite with my bare hands, but it has made a huge difference. And I think, there's a lot of people out there that really appreciate that, and they do tell us, and that, that's what keeps us going.
Yeah. When you're in a silent little EV car, do you ever, and you've got conversation, ever just moments of awkward silence just become really awkward because it's so quiet?
That's why we have stereos. Yeah.
Hello, Francesca.
Hi,
How are you?
Good.
Welcome aboard the Funmobile. So, anyway, hey, look, you're a young changemaker. What does that mean?
I was working as a policy advisor and for the government, and it was
I just feel like I've wasted my life.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologise.
No.
Like, this is why you're here.
So yeah, I was working there, and I was thinking, this is a great job, great opportunity, but am I making a difference to the world that I live in, and am I helping, reduce food waste, which was the thing I really wanted to do. So I started looking for opportunities, and one that popped up was the waste minimisation manager role at Foodstuffs. Put an application in, didn't think that I'd have a shot at it at all. I was only 24 at the time, and next thing I knew I was there, and
amazing.
Everything's kind of been amazing since then.
Single best thing you think you've done?
Oh, that's a biggie. I am the co-chair of the Upcycled Food Association, which is an organisation based in the United States, and since June I've been working with them to develop a certification program for upcycled foods. So customers can go into stores and be like, that is upcycled food. I can do my bit to help the planet and help reduce food waste and get a really tasty, new, exciting food product out of it.
You've done more in your few short years than many people will do in their entire life. You're a change maker. Good work. I have to stop the car now because I've got a lot of self-reflection to do on like a squandered 49 years of life. Hello, James.
What's your radar? How are you?
Very good. Long time no see.
Indeed.
Here we are celebrating you.
Fantastic, isn't it?
How's predator-free Wellington going?
We're going really well, Tirada. Yeah, we've started a massive mission, of course. Our goal is to get rid of every last rat, stoat, possum and weasel in 30,000 hectares of the whole of Wellington city area. So it's massive.
Hey, when it comes to actually communicating with people, what works? Is it a digital thing? Is it chats? Is it door knocking, like kind of predator evangelicals?
So I think it's really a combination of all three, I think, Tirada. So definitely the kanohi ki te kanohi, face to face, and we do that a lot with our group leads. We get them together. I mean, Wellington City, craft beer capital of the world, so we enjoy a few beers and sit around and we talk. We have a huge online presence through Facebook. That came to the fore through COVID. We had to leave our operational area for almost 7 weeks, and so we put the call out to people living on Miramar to check their traps, let us know if anything's going on, and then to get these permissions, it was literally door knocking. You can't fudge that. You've got to, if you're after meaningful engagement, then you have to be prepared to invest. And we had 3 people working for 6 months on that peninsula, knocking doors.
You put in the comms into community.
Definitely.
That's I just made that up. You can keep that, actually.
seeing you before a year or two ago, Rat in the Kitchen was awesome.
Oh, give us a couple of lines.
There's a rat in the kitchen, what am I gonna do? There's a rat in the kitchen, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna fix that rat, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix that rat.
Welcome aboard, John. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Well, I'm lovely, actually. Social impact can be measured in many, many different ways. How does asset management fit into all of that? What does Pathfinder do?
What's our mission around
What's your
that?
mission?
What's our mission?
What's your thing, other than, managing
Make money.
assets? Yeah, making money. I mean, you can make money or you can make money.
Yeah. Look, it's important for us to make money for our investors, and that's absolutely critical, but we are mindful we want to do it as ethically as we possibly can. So our aspiration is to be New Zealand's most ethical fund manager. The key difference with us as well is around social impact. So I've been trying to use skills and financial services to provide long-term sustainable passive income streams for charities. So our KiwiSaver is called CareSaver. We charge the average fee in the market, and then we give 20% of that to charity. So we've partnered with 17 charities, and everyone who joins us can choose one of those charities, and then 20% of the fees they pay us that year go to the charity. So it's essentially like a crowdfunding approach to generating long-term sustainable income for our charity partners.
It's like a win-win-win. Once you put, for example, you guys up on a platform and say, hey, look, this is a thing that can be done, there becomes that sort of impetus and that driver, I suppose.
Should it be driven by the top or ground up? And for me, it's when people get this awareness and they expect it. They expect their investments to be made ethically.
Hello, Jed. How are you?
Good to meet you.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Hey, XFrame. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Okay. Sustainable construction technology. So that's the driver. I'm an architecture student by training.
Congratulations.
And this sort of emerged from a whole lot of research that we did about how do we design buildings that can be adapted and changed over time.
Like a kind of a fancy, reusable, modular system.
Exactly. It's basically like IKEA for houses, and very flat packable. I hit you with the stats.
Go on, hit me with some stats.
50% of all waste in New Zealand comes from the building industry.
Right.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot of waste, yeah.
And particularly because we're building so much, we're generating more and more waste. So this was responding to that.
Does it make it super great for people who might just want to change their mind? They've got a particular use for a house at this point in time. They might have 3 kids, and they've got these bedrooms, and then eventually the kids are going to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like we have this line, the kid can take the house with them or part of the house if they want to, which is a whole different way of thinking about buildings, right? They become like sort of removable and reusable assets.
Are you setting the kind of benchmarks for other people to, I suppose, piggyback off this?
We want to see more circular construction systems. So if someone comes out with a more reusable wall or a wall that's better in certain situations, that's good for us, it's good for everyone.
I could talk to you all day, but I want to kick you out.
Yeah.
Those people here.
Good to meet you.
Hello, Fred.
Trader.
Lovely to see a familiar face.
How you going?
Hey, so for people who don't know about SAW, tell us about SAW.
Well, we're a third-generation New Zealand-owned family business that prints for businesses in Auckland, the Waikato, and throughout New Zealand.
And so you must have looked at that. Someone, you, I guess, looked at it and went, how can we make this better than it was? How can we make it sustainable?
Our goal was to halve our greenhouse gas carbon emissions over a decade. And look, between 2009 and 2019, we reduced them by 55%.
Congratulations.
And at the same time, we grew our business by 25%.
When it comes to leadership, what's the best driver? Is it, I guess, showcasing best practice? Is it motivational speeches? Is it pithy memes?
I think you've got to communicate to your team and to your customers why you're doing it and what you're actually achieving. This won't stop to radar. We have to keep on this journey. Otherwise, we're not going to have a planet.
Stopped. It's like a metaphor. I've stopped. Hey, look, is it easier as a family business?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we all have a pretty similar outlook and very, very clear goals.
It's great. And I tell you what, you've been around for 100 years. Happy birthday.
Oh, cheers.
Thanks. It's not often that you get to celebrate a business that's been around for this long and one that is continuing to innovate and change and be a real leader. It's always a pleasure, Fred. It's always a pleasure.
Good morning.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Well, super good.
Is this your first time driving an electric car?
No, I have driven one. I've driven one before, but I always find it oddly thrilling in its silence. Now, Carbon Click. Tell me about it. What's going on?
So Carbon Click is a tech startup focused on carbon offsetting. So probably when you've booked a flight, you have offset your emissions.
Yes.
You've done that?
Yes.
Yep. So we take that concept and broaden it and apply it to all e-commerce online businesses.
Right. So if I'm online and I'm buying a product, I go to my cart or something like that, and I can choose to just click on a little offset thing.
Yeah, so right when you finish, you've got everything in your shopping basket, and a little green button will pop up. Do you want to offset your emissions from your purchase, make it climate friendly?
Where does the money go? What does it sort of pay for?
So within New Zealand, we have 50% go to New Zealand native forestry, and then 50% to international projects.
What's the best thing about it for you? Like, you're involved,
I think I'm just at that age where I want to make a positive difference in the world, and this is a really solid opportunity to do that.
You can save the world one click at a time.
Yep, exactly. Very good.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello. Welcome aboard the Fun Bus. I say Fun Bus, but it's more tiny car. How did this come about? For people who don't know, what we're talking about, what's the background? What's the product? How'd you get together?
It really came from Scion, so I'll put my hand up here. And what we were looking at is improving the sustainability of some of the plastic materials within New Zealand. And we saw an opportunity in vineyards where they use clips to hold the nets on. Where it really just kicked off was we were looking for partners, and EPL wasn't necessarily top on the list for any reason, but I was visiting and I saw a production product that they were making, and it looked so similar to what we were actually needing, where the clips no longer just fall on the ground, polystyrene clips, and cause contamination. Instead, we've got something that's going to naturally degrade on the ground in a very environmentally friendly manner.
It's kind of sexy science.
It's cool. It's going to have a lasting impact.
Yeah.
I get a real kick. I'm really proud of the fact that years later I'll be able to go, I was involved in this project and this is the change it had in New Zealand.
Exactly. And we'll be toasting your success, literally and metaphorically, for generations to come.
We sincerely hope so.
Nice work. Sean and Les, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Super great. How is the world of sustainable coastlines?
It's a beautiful world.
It's
It's a beautiful world.
kind of
Beautiful
love
vision.
the optimism. Tell me everything that I need to know about the piece of tech.
Yeah, so we have built a mobile application. So it's like an app, but you can access it from anywhere. Litterintelligence.org if you wanted to check it out. And it's a national litter database of what we're actually collecting on the beach. The data is really just a starting point for all of those conversations, and the education program is really a method to investigate those inquiries that people would have. Where do things come from? How did they get there? What else could we be doing instead, or what products could we be using instead? So it's really just the jumping off point, really, is having all of that information out there in the first place.
What's the most common bit of rubbish you would find on a beach?
Yeah, so we can check that on the Litter Intelligence app.
Check it now.
The most common category is, as I said, plastics.
Here, you can, have a great day at the beach and actually leave the beach in a far better condition than when you turned up.
Yeah, and you can see your progress and what you're contributing to on a national level.
Do something useful.
Yeah, check out your local beach on litterintelligence.org.
Here we go.
All right, see ya.
Hello, George. Welcome aboard. Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for that rural handshake. Why chickens?
The idea to come up with organic chickens was very much driven around there were no good organic chicken producers in New Zealand. We actually went and saw a free-range chicken farm, and we were just shocked to see how chickens in New Zealand can be marketed as free-range but still be grown in a shed that has sort of 50,000 chickens in these sheds, and these big companies are getting away with calling it free range. So
There's a lot of kind of greenwashing around labelling of things, isn't there?
That's right, yeah. So we wanted to produce the real deal free range chicken for New Zealand.
Do you ever go and stand there in the supermarket and just, discreetly without your logoed shirt on, just kind of watch people picking up bags of chicken and seeing what motivates them?
I've seen people pick up our chicken and turn and say to me, "This is the best chicken," and without knowing who I am, put it in their trolley and walk off. And seeing that just makes it all worth it. So I told you about our packaging.
Shit, we've got to talk about the packaging.
So we looked at, and I believe this is a world first, home compostable packaging. Or if you don't have a compost, you can go onto our website, put in your address, and we'll send you a return compostable courier bag. And you can put all your Bostock's packaging into that bag. And we'll sort it through at our end, because no one knows our packaging better than our staff.
God, I tell you what, now I'm hungry. George, now I'm hungry and I want to eat chicken.
Well, have you tried our new latest chicken sausage?
No, I haven't, but I'm going to. Hello, gentlemen.
How would you be?
Look, I would be great.
Wonderful.
There's nothing that gives me more pleasure than driving around, picking up strangers and engaging in conversation. Particularly if they're doing something awesome. All right, restoring nature category. Tell me about Tahi.
Tahi is a nature reserve which earns some money by honey and ecotourism, and lives by a framework of the 4 Cs. So totally committed to conservation, community, culture, and of course commerce.
And what does it look like now?
Well, we're up to 350,000 native plant species have gone back in. We've had 14 different wetlands which have been reintroduced back onto the whenua. Areas which were once hay paddocks are now habitat for tuna, kakapo, and many different bird species.
But you can dedicate your life to it, I suppose.
We do, don't we, Evan?
We most definitely do.
What has been the most satisfying moment for you, Evan?
So every tree that Tahi plants, it is just another stitch in that fabric in the korowai or papatūnuku. So for us, for Mum, for me, for myself, it's leaving a positive footprint for my tamariki, my mukupuna, and for the people of Aotearoa as well. I just see that lady drive past on her cell phone.
Oh, there's like Auckland days.
Wow.
Like, we
well,
are a bunch of
we'll leave you tin. We'll get back out into the wop-wops.